sippy?
Yeah, I am. It's a demonstration.
You know I drank out of that bottle, right?
Yeah, I know. Which one would you rather drink? A bottle of Coca-Cola or
Vodka?
yeah, I'd rather drink vodka.
Make sure I mix it in.
A bottle of Coca-Cola poured into
Right.
my daughter's capless sippy that I assure you I washed.
Do you want a bag on there yet?
It's just a point for free thinkers, because you would probably rather drink the bottle, the Coca-Cola bottle that's shaped like a woman's body, an hourglass figure. My point is, yeah, it's an hourglass figure, which is attractive to both men and women, oddly enough.
It's because women are awesome.
Yeah, and men should look like women.
I agree.
My point is that advertising shows how much we are manipulated by our social cues and our environment, and just like you would want to drink Coca-Cola out of an actual Coca-Cola bottle, and if it was shaped in a square bottle, you probably wouldn't buy it as much. So
And it's red. Red always stands out.
yeah, if it was in a brown bottle, you would probably have an association of shit or something, and you would not want to drink it. Usually, food isn't marked in packages. But red is a nice, happy color. So, how could this relate to Wicca? Simply, anything red would give you a feeling of empowerment. Just gonna talk about Guerrilla Wicca, which is the title of this video. So, we can use our social manipulations and the fact that as much as we like to believe we're free thinkers, we do want to buy red bottles of Coca-Cola that are shaped like an hourglass figure, and we are manipulated and we aren't as self-sufficient and self-thinking and self-motivated and individuated as we think. Just to give you an example of how to manifest a lot better things in your life with self-fulfilling prophecies, which is something that was observed by someone named Robert Merton, who had a theory, and it goes into a lot of things, that we can tell ourselves something, or we can be told something, unfortunately, because unfortunately it can be negative. We can be told ourselves something and believe it and agree with it on some level, conscious or unconscious, or a combination of both. And that ends up being how we live our lives and what we manifest, as far as, like, manifesting in a rational, scientific way of, like, okay, I think I'm a popular person, so I'm going to make a lot of friends, and then that ends up happening. Or manifesting in not so scientific way of explaining, as in, okay, I'm going to be wealthy today, and $20 comes my way. Which does happen to me a lot. And the focus of this self-fulfilling prophecy, Guerrilla Wicca kind of thing is, I'm going to give an example, and you can stretch it out to all sorts of things. But, for example, the Pentacles of Solomon are from a 15th century grimoire, and they're designed in a certain way, and they have to do with Hebrew Kabbalistic correspondences and letters and all that ancient magical grimoire stuff. And I'm going to dare to say that the Pentacles themselves aren't as powerful as your belief in them is. And you can buy them online and get little pamphlets with them. And the funny thing is, if you read the little pamphlets that tell you what the powers of the Pentacles are, you actually have a better chance of ignoring them and manifesting the purposes of them. Like, for example, and this is all advertising, and you can acknowledge that and just move on from there, because unconsciously you're going to agree with it, because it is advertising and it is designed to make you agree with it and buy the product. What is this? The Pentacle of Saturn. This combination is said to help defeat one's foes, make others listen and tremble before the words of the wearer, increase one's dignity, enable success, compel others to submit to the possessor's wishes and requests at all time, give great value in overcoming bad luck, cancel out harmful wishes of enemies, encourage help from those in power and authority, make one learned, energetic, hardworking, and trustworthy. Use this planetary talisman with goodness and wisdom, as it is very powerful. And we know that's a bunch of advertising, and it's meant to manipulate us and believe in the product and buy it and be happy with the product after we've bought it. But if you actually buy from online or from whatever store that sells Wiccan kind of stuff near you and get the little pamphlet and read it once a day as you're wearing the pentacle, you're probably going to find that the manifestation of what the purpose of the pentacle is for is going to happen. And you can do this without charging, without any Wiccan ritual, without any kind of energy work or anything. Just sit there and be like, okay, I have this pentacle, I'm reading it, this is the advertising for it, the special powers that it has. And chances are, and I know this from experience, like I've manifested $20, I've manifested this or that, just because I will sit first thing in the morning and read actual information that's just advertising, but because we're humans and we're social creatures, we're going to believe in it, and as Robert Merton observed, we're going to have these fulfilling prophecies that, oh, okay, well, this is what a big society, big company, big organization is telling me is going to happen, and this is mostly on an unconscious, subconscious level, and it ends up happening. So my advice and this purpose of this video is to just say that you don't necessarily have to do a bunch of Wiccan rituals to make things manifest. You can buy a stone and get the little pamphlet that they usually sell because it's an advertising gimmick, and it'll say that this stone is good for this purpose. So read it every day. Buy the Pentacles of Solomon from whatever place gives actual these little token pamphlet things, and read it first thing in the morning as you're wearing the pentacle. Read it 3 times a day, and actually just buy into it, because you can ride the wave of larger society as a whole, how we're programmed to go and agree with what we think is someone who's more powerful than us, or a person who's rich, or a person who can actually make pentacles like this and sell them and do all the metal work and everything. We automatically agree with people we think are more powerful than us somehow, and we automatically agree with bigger companies. That's why we wear logos on our shirts for Pele Pele, or for any other company that will wear a Coca-Cola shirt, or will have Coca-Cola products that are just for the sake of art or something. We'll have a poster of some movie, anything like that. It's because we're humans and we automatically are social creatures, and we're going to somehow agree with what we think is the larger society as a whole. And being a Wiccan, we don't necessarily fit into the larger society, but we can buy these little tokens for whatever Wiccan ritual or product or anything, and we can simply just agree that, okay, then this pentacle is going to give me this, this, and this power. Okay, and lots of people like Wiccans, or like people who are not part of society in the larger mainstream whole, like to think that, oh, we're so different, we're so independent and stuff, but really, it's better just to, like, in the art of war, or in Aikido or anything, use the enemy's force for our own purposes. So if society is saying that you have to believe in products, you have to be a consumer, blah blah blah, then okay, sure, so I'll consume Wiccan products and I'll buy into them and I'll go along with it and I'll be a consumer, and then also I'll manifest my individual will through these Wiccan products, just because it's such an impact to see something in print that we've actually paid money for, that's from an actual company that pays taxes, and all this stuff that we figure out unconsciously helps us empower ourselves just by using the force, the enemy's force, enemy, because it's trying to disempower us, society as a whole, and using it for our own advantage by picking and choosing things we want to agree with, and using Wiccan products without necessarily doing any sort of ritual or anything. And this can tie into rituals. If you have a book that has a ritual in it, instead of focusing on just learning the ritual, focus on what the author says is the outcome of the ritual, because that's going to program your mind and key into your mind what to expect, and that is going to be the key point of manifesting exactly what you expect, rather than focusing on the ritual and whether you're good enough, whether you're powerful enough, whether you're knowledgeable enough. Just focus on the outcome. If the author says that this ritual is going to manifest whatever, let's say money, then you're going to get a good job, or you're going to manifest a check in the mail or something. Just keep reading that. Read that every day. You don't have to focus on the ritual, and that's the whole idea of doing this, like, guerrilla warfare, guerrilla Wicca, and just focusing on what gets the job done. And we have to acknowledge that we're social creatures, and we're going to submit on some level to what we think is the alpha authority or whatever. So that's that. And there's a link to self-fulfilling prophecies, and you can, of course, do your own research and be a good consumer. Thank you.